Thank you for tuning in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. What up, world? It's your boy Bionic.
And Ray.
And we are back with another episode of A-440
Like never left.
Radio.
Like we never left.
I mean, we didn't leave. We still here, you know what I'm saying? And of course, you know, you got to tune in to my boy A.Y.space pronounced A-Y-Lee, on all your streaming sites. Make sure to go to ayleemusic.com. You know what I'm saying? Get all the hot music. But you ain't got to take my word that it's hot. You can find out for yourself. And tell a friend to tell a friend and all that other good stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Tell
and
all the
of
friends.
course, yeah, I got to tell the friends.
Tell a friend.
Because, you know, how you gonna spread the word?
And be
of
an
course,
influencer.
we got to shout out our
out.
sponsors. Back to Health Chiropractic Medical Center, serving the Triangle for over 20 years with chiropractic, functional nutrition, and DOT exams. 2 locations to serve you: 6224 Fayetteville Road, Suite 106B in Durham, and 1708 Treywick Road, Suite 205 in Raleigh. For more information or to set your appointment, give them a call, 919-544-8881. And Arcade of Thrones, where they offer a unique vibe for the perfect social gaming experience, 399 Hubert Street in Raleigh. For more details, call 984-200-4419, or you can email them at arcadeofthrones@gmail.com. Follow them on IG, Facebook, and Twitter at Arcade of Thrones. Now,
we're about to do something revolutionary in the history of A440 Radio.
what's that?
We're about to have a topic that we technically didn't discuss beforehand.
We don't never discuss nothing beforehand.
We do.
We have, but we haven't.
But we do.
Well, whatever.
This is off the top.
Wait, so what's off the top? What's the topic?
We're talking about titles.
Titles. And you know what's jacked up? No, I didn't forget that quick. But you know what's jacked up? So when I was thinking about dropping all the streaming services, Tidal was the one that I always forget.
Now look at that.
And now we're talking about titles, not title, but titles. You know what I'm saying? Of course, where does this topic come from?
Where does it come from?
Well, this topic comes from, you know, oftentimes I'm searching my news feeds, Twitter, Instagram, all that other stuff, and I see these producers, and they're like, yeah, super producer this, super producer that, super what? Dude, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen people, you know, they're a part of an organization, and they want to add, you know, oh, I'm the CEO of Summa Cum Laude,
I'm the CEO
of the Summa Cum Laude Engineering
Ladies and gentlemen,
Facility.
This is why it takes us so long to get radio shows to you, because he says stuff like that. I laugh for about 50 million years.
Hey, look, all I'm saying is, nah, but for real, like, what is it? Like, I understand our need to label and put labels on things.
Yes.
But everything doesn't need a label. Everybody doesn't need a title.
Okay,
Some people are just regular people.
Okay, well, who is the grantor of what deserves to have a title and what doesn't?
That's the problem. Because the thing is nowadays, especially, I remember when Twitter first came out, you know what I'm saying? And one of my boys was trying to explain to me what Twitter was and how it worked. And he was like, yeah, man, I could be on there and talk about a restaurant, and I have people following me, and they'd be like, oh, how's the restaurant? And I'm like, dude, who wants to follow you? You ain't nobody. You don't do nothing. Like, that was my exact reaction. Like, who are you? You don't do nothing. And so, like, Twitter and Facebook has a lot of people feeling.
And fast forward to 2019 when
he still ain't nobody.
And you're on Twitter.
Barely.
And people follow you.
Barely. But I do stuff. Like, I am a musician.
Oh, so it's
I am a producer.
So it's okay for you to have a title when you do stuff with it, is what you're saying.
I didn't say I had a title. What's my title?
You just named some. You said I actually do stuff now.
No,
I'm a
musician.
I'm a
Like, I am a musician, but I'm just, all right, here's the thing.
Okay.
We'll go with the musician thing.
Okay.
So I played at this church that shall remain nameless and got rid of me, right?
Right.
For some stupid stuff.
Right.
Not even my bump that. I asked for a raise.
Right.
And they was like, oh, we got you. You know what I'm saying?
But
and
they
then,
didn't have
and then
you.
strung me along for a month and then was like, oh, by the way, we're gonna go a different way.
Right.
And you got 2 weeks.
Right.
All right. So the thing is that whole time, I never wanted to be a minister of music. You feel what I'm saying? I like playing. I want to come to rehearsal. I want to play. I want to leave. Now, the thing is over there, I had to teach parts and all this other stuff, right?
Right.
All right, cool. So I don't mind doing all that. But it was this one knucklehead lady that would never listen to nothing I had to say. And, well, you ain't the minister of music. The hell that got to do with anything?
Mm-hmm.
I know the parts. You don't know nothing. Who are you? What do you do? If you want to teach the parts, you don't even know the parts. You can't even sing the part I'm giving you, woman. Like, so my whole thing is like, why does that title matter if I'm doing the job? You feel what I'm saying? And then I had to go through this whole thing to get them to give me the title. And then even then it was like, oh, well, we don't have the money to pay you for that title. I don't care about the title. I care about getting this job done.
You literally just nailed everything down. With the title, they knew they had to provide a certain compensation for that title. Apparently didn't want to give you that compensation. So that's where the
But I let it be known, I don't care about this title. That doesn't stop. Like, I'm already doing all the work of it anyway. You feel what I'm saying?
Why not have the title?
And the church is a funny place.
The
church is a funny place to talk about this because you have prophetess and evangelist and worship leader, director of the youth chorus, of the second Sunday ministries of bro, why does everybody need a title? Why you can't just be regular church person so-and-so?
So I'm hearing you and I'm feeling you. At the same time, titles also give identification, or they should give identification to what someone's role should be.
But here's
what your duties should entail.
But here's the thing. Number one, a lot of these people ain't doing their duties. And I'm not just talking about in the church. I'm talking about as a collective whole. People aren't doing their duties, and people are trying to flex, basically is what it is. They're trying to pump themselves up to make themselves seem bigger and better than what they truly are. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm an evangelist, so-and-so, so-and-such, such and such. Okay, who have you evangelized to? What church have you gone to outside of here? What other people have you brought into this church or brought closer to God other than you just wanting to stand up in front so you can have everybody look at you and go ahead now. Woo! Yeah, amen. Preach. Like, what are you actually doing to bring souls closer in? Or like I said earlier, let's take it away from the church and be like music. Yo, I'm super producer, such and such. I used to hate when people referred to me as that because I'm like, yo, I ain't done nothing huge to be classified as a super producer. And even then, Quincy Jones ain't classified as a super producer. Timbaland ain't a super producer. You know what I'm saying?
Because they're Quincy Jones and Timbaland.
Right. They're producers. Period. The thing is, I don't need that title of super because number one, that ain't getting me no more money off of these beats I'm making. That ain't getting me no more clientele. None of that. The music speaks for itself. And that is what it is. Why does the super have to be added?
I'm not going to disagree with anything that you said. However, I'm also now going to pose the converse of what you're saying. I spent a lot of time in school thinking that I was doing what I was supposed to do to get proper education and credentials so that I could be called, have a title that was supposed to have compensation to accompany that title. I did that to do those things.
Okay.
Title, there is a purpose and a function, I believe, of titles.
If you go to school, and you become Dr. So-and-so,
yes,
I'm referring to you as Dr. such and such. Maybe.
That's a title.
Most of the time. I'm okay with that.
Why?
Because it's not something made up and fictitious, and you've earned it. A lot of these people haven't earned a lot of the things that they're trying to do.
Really?
Really?
I mean, with everything going on in the news right now, with how parents have been basically paying for their kids to get into certain schools.
Why is your
and
neck
for their
moving like that?
degrees, because I'm about to go in.
Y'all, her neck, she moving her neck. Like, that thing is hula hooping, yo. Like, that thing working.
Some
Anyway,
people do pay for the title. So, because you literally,
again,
you just said to me, I have no
totally
problem. But you just said, okay, but they paid for the title to earn for you to refer to them as doctor. You said that you were okay with that.
It depends on who it is, because like I got a professor, I call her by her first name because I have zero respect for her as a human being. Like, it's just that plain and simple. Like, I don't respect you as XYZ, your name is this. Or I'll just take the doctor off and just call her by her last name if I'm trying to be halfway civil.
And then also, in certain fields, having certain titles indicates something. So for example, I could go and offer my services for my company and be like, okay, I do this, I do this. I've realized that in my own branding of myself, I need to tell people, hey, I'm a brand strategist. I'm a content developer. I'm a digital creator. Those are all titles, but they all succinctly describe a service or something that I can do, that I can provide for you.
Okay.
And that's important.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to break, and we're going to come back and we're going to debunk some of this stuff.
Debunk.
I'm going to rip some of this stuff to shreds, and you can stand on your side and say, well, this is what I do, blah, 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 blah. So we'll do it like that, all right?
Fine.
All right. Well, you're listening to the A-440 show. I'm your host, Bionic.
And Ray.
And you're tuned in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. We'll be right back after this.
Oh, come on and shake your load up. 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 Now what I am is a guy with a few issues. And what you look like is a lady that feels the same way I do. So we're gonna hit the floor and dance our problems away. Hey, hey, hey. Keep our eyes to the future and forget about yesterday. Girl, just back it on up like a dump truck. Drop and leave your problems out on the floor. Just back it on up like a dump truck. Drop and leave your problems out on the floor. You feel good now. You do it again now. Go tell all your friends. Now the real party begins. Hey, oh, come on and shake your load up. Take your load up. Come on and shake your load up. Take your load up. Come on and shake your load up. Take your load up. Come on and shake your load up. Come on and shake your load up. Take your load up. Come on and shake your load up. Take your load up. Come on and shake your load up. Take your load up. Come on and shake your load up.
Las gales go crazy cuando me escuchan ellas cantar, porque saben que yo tengo la labia y yo tengo el gana. Y para cualquiera de esas chicas yo ponerla a penetrar al gozo. Estoy sentado en VIP, corrante guial en hilo dental, tomando champaña y buscando los billetes de A100. Para cualquiera de esas chicas yo ponerla a reventar. Yo soy el mismo Mayak que tiene la guiale loca. Cuando vienen para la disco sabe ya lo que le toca. Voy a bajarme el zipper pa' ponérselo en la boca. Cuando ella se vuelve loca grita ay, ay, ay. Está borracha y no le importa, ella me enseñó la llevé para el hotel y le quité toda la ropa. Antes yo de penetrarla se tomó un plato de sopa y la puse a gritar ay, ay, ay.
Come on and shake your load up.
Take your load up.
Come on and shake your load up.
Take your load up.
Come on and shake your load up.
Take your load up.
Come on and shake your load up.
Take your load up.
Come on and shake your load up.
Take your load up.
Come on and shake your load up.
Come on.
Come on and shake your load up.
Take your load up.
Come on and shake your load up. Me and the brothers in the club to watch the ladies shake their load off. Cause a week was a little throwed off. They told me find a jump off. I point 'em out just like a bird off. That's when they started putting on me. Man, her butt is so soft. It's mesmerizing. And she's winding in a bubble. I'm capsizing. But me drown, now how that sound? I had to cup them hips and slow it on down. Now I'm in control. She turns around slow. Shot me a smile. Raised the eyebrow. Turned back around. Dropped it to a split. Legs back together. Then she dove through mine so quick. And when I spun round, she was back up again. Making it clap again. Only attack again. Wow, I must say that I'm impressed. I love the way shorty shakes off her stress. So keep her on. Come on and shake your load up.
Take your load
Come on and shake your load up.
Take your load
Come on and shake your load up.
Take your load
Come on and shake your load up.
Take your load
Come on and shake your load up.
Take your load
Come on and shake your load up.
Take your load
Come on and shake your load up.
Take your load
Come on and shake your load up.
Well, hello to those streaming live through the free TuneIn Radio app and through iHeartRadio. Welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community. You are listening to A-440 Radio.
And I'm your host, Bionic.
And I'm Ray.
And we're talking about
What are we
titles.
talking about? Titles.
But before we get into all that,
Titles.
if you're on Tidal, make sure to check out A.Y. Lee, A period space, Y period space, L-E-E.
Nice plug.
A.Y. Lee, AYLeemusic.com.
.com.
All the hot music on there.
Hot.
Spotify, you know what I'm saying? Google Play, Amazon. It's on all that.
That's not all that.
And y'all need to check out the YouTube page because you can catch our past shows on there. That's Bionic.
Archive shows.
Yeah, archive shows.
Sounds nice.
Bionic, Mr. A-440. And we also have a Twitter now that you can follow us on Twitter.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
not Twitter. My bad.
Oh, I'm looking
I'm
at him
sorry.
like I thought he had done something. Like
We also have an Instagram now.
we have the Instas.
IG.
Instas. We're gonna get into this. Okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
It's-
Tell them the IG.
Our Instagram handle is A440.radio.
A440.radio on Instagram. Check out the YouTube page for the archive shows. Now,
Archives.
back to this topic, yo.
Topics.
Listen, let me tell y'all about
Titles.
Ray. So when we started doing this show, when I brought her on board, right?
Oh, so this is the call out? Yep, it is. Okay.
So
Okay.
I already approved this call out by her. She gonna act like I didn't, but I did. And so when we first started this show, she was like, okay, so I'm gonna be like the program manager and the retainer of
that's my
information.
voice. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my voice.
And I also am going to be the archivist of.
And I didn't
Like
say-
I don't
asked
even
questions.
remember all the stuff.
asked
Like she came to me with like 9 titles, y'all. And I'm like, Shorty, you ain't even co-host
Okay,
yet.
okay.
Like you coming to me with
Okay,
9 titles
But let's
of
talk
different
about
things.
it. Let's
Like,
talk about it
yo,
since you want to call me out.
like
I'm
straight
about-
up.
okay.
Like, why
If
do
you-
we even need this?
Okay, so I'm about to start clapping. I'm going to tell you why we needed it. Because those titles have very specific and concise job, roles, and duties. So, if I'm not
But you were
this-
mentioning stuff that you didn't even do.
No, those were the question marks. I was like, question mark? Would you like this? Do you know what this is?
You were like, I want to
Oh,
be
that-
the program director. Ain't no program director. Not for this show. Ain't no program director for this show.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And if it is, it's me.
and there's that.
Because I'm putting all the stuff together.
Because
So.
I love what he doesn't mention was how I had his titles.
But I didn't care
laid
about
out
those
as
either.
well.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't care about those either. Like, we know how the show works. If somebody says, hey, who handles this? You can say, I do. Who handles this? He does.
But how can I say that if we haven't sat and had a discussion
Because you know what
on what
because you know what your roles are. And the average person, like, because again, this is my thing. Like, okay, titles. And the trash man will be here at such time to get the trash. Oh, the sanitation engineer.
That's
like,
right.
listen.
That's right.
Listen. The trash goes out. Whoever gets it, gets it. My respect level doesn't change from his job
Okay.
based on what the title is.
Yours might not, but other people's might.
But the problem is, is like, yo, if you have to change how you treat somebody based on what their actual title is, that is a problem with you and not with that person. And they don't need to dictate what a title is.
Okay. And okay.
So we need to change, because remember,
No,
like
yeah.
I said, a lot of this show is me trying to change people's mode of thinking.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, if you don't want to respect this man
Look.
off of his job, but you want to respect him off a title, like, come on, man, get out of my face.
Okay,
with
so
that.
you were playing with me at break. You were saying that I was gonna come back and be like, yo, B. So I'm gonna yo B now. I'm gonna
Go
yo B you. So yo, B.
Raven Rants.
Okay. I have had to broadcast my title because people didn't want to give me certain respect or honor what I was saying to them because of how they wanted to perceive how I looked young, how I looked black, how I am female. What I'm trying to say is people would come to me, and they still do. I still get approached a certain way until all of a sudden it's, oh no, I have this credential, this credential, this credential, and then it shuts some things up. Right now, I'm in a battle with a teacher where I'm advocating for one of my students, and she wanted, at first she was like, well, I have all this data, and so-and-so and so-and-so. I said, that's great. I don't need to see the data, even though I'm aware of this rubric and so-and-so, and then all of a sudden I started giving her all that education terms, and she was like, so you have this? Yes. Yeah, I might not be nationally board certified education, blah, blah, blah,
here's the
but I have
thing.
these things.
But here's
And that shut her down.
Yeah, what you
As
just
soon
said
as
to me, was you said, I said these terms, which I took as you giving her data and information back, not terms of titles and degrees.
But I wouldn't know those things if I didn't have those.
But what I'm
titles and
saying
degrees.
is you let your knowledge flex and not your title flex. And that's what I'm talking about, letting our knowledge flex. I had a guy, I was called in to engineer a project, right?
Okay.
In somebody else's studio.
Okay.
And that owner of that studio was like so pissed and kept, hey, what you need to do is this and you need to do this. And I didn't do things how he did things. And I basically was like, dude, like this dude pulled out his degrees and set them on the console. Dude, I don't care about your degrees, because either you know it or you don't. I know a whole lot of idiots with degrees.
Facts.
I know a whole lot of people that can regurgitate information but can't execute anything.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying?
Facts.
And ultimately, if my knowledge it wasn't needed, I wouldn't be here. You'd be doing the project. Let me work. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Again, same type scenario. I let my work speak for me. I let my, my knowledge base speak for me. It's not about a title.
But sometimes the title legitimizes the whatever it is that you're saying. So, granted, in your case, that might not have been what was needed. But all of a sudden, when I started saying, I have this, I have this, I have this, it shut her up in a way that I wouldn't have been able to necessarily shut her up in had I just been like, yeah, so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so.
All I'm saying is,
Titles legitimize things sometimes.
but they shouldn't have to. Like,
but guess what? That's not the world.
And
That's not
again,
the world we live in. That's just like saying that all I have to do is go and put the same forth energy into getting into, this school, this class, whatever, and that it will be worth and matter the same as someone else. And we just saw what happened in the news, that that's not the case.
I mean, I'm with you. All I'm saying is we as a people need to look at people, look at what they're, not necessarily, yes, look at some credentials if the credentials are there. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, listen to what they're saying. If what they're saying makes sense, if what they're saying, if you're like, oh, okay, I didn't, I don't need a title from you. You don't need a title from a person. Like I said, like, look, hey, I work on this radio show. I'm trying to do XYZ. Hey, I've been in the restaurant business. I've been doing XYZ. You don't need to flex and say I was, the floor. Like, this isn't, if you're in a job interview, that's one thing. Everything isn't a job interview. Even in personal meetings, that's not necessarily, you don't throw out 5,000 titles.
But you already pointed out that sometimes people throw out titles and haven't done the actual work and know the actual knowledge behind the title too.
Right.
So why would that, so just because I go to a job interview and I spit out these titles, that could absolutely be fluff.
Exactly my point. That's what I've been trying to say the whole time. High five, you have nailed it.
No, I'm not
yes,
gonna
high five me.
I'm not gonna high five you.
She just high fived me,
So
ladies and gentlemen.
that means that our opening and closing from now on are gonna be different because now we're not gonna say that we're co-hosts because co-host would be a title.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
again,
I'm waiting.
well,
I got him, y'all. I got
You
him.
could just say you rating.
We gonna say that you were just bionic.
I'm okay with that.
So no more,
There have been
no
plenty
more
of times.
titles.
I think I've said a couple times, yo, this your boy Bionic. And I haven't said your host. But I mean, it is what it is.
Okay.
And look,
Go back and listen to the archive shows, ladies and gentlemen, and how many times he says co-host.
yeah. And we're about to sign out, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we got for tonight. Yo, just remember, life is too short. Say what you mean what you say, learn who you are, be confident what you want, stop wasting folk time, give people a choice, and move accordingly. We'll see y'all next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, of course. And make sure to check out the Instagram
A440.radio.
and the YouTube page, Bionic Mr. A440. And we out.
ABC.
When I step up on the scene, they be grilling me like foreign. They be grilling me like foreign. My girls walk as mean, so they grilling me like foreign. Yeah, they grilling me like foreign. I'm so fresh, so clean. They grilling me like foreign. Grilling me like foreign. Grilling me like foreign. I got that lean, my swagger mean, and they grilling me like foreign. Grilling me like foreign. Grilling me like foreign. When I spend time on the grind, you sit back smoking and crying. You building your wish list. I got chicks I dismiss. I got the things you want. Hey, I'm the man that you wanna be. Work like an hourly when you can set your own salary. Why you mad at me? Oh, you honor chicks on my arm. Well, let me in the future. It won't do me no harm. Me, Vanessa, Krista, Tisha, Melissa, Shelby, and Krista. I hear you sniffling, Playboy. You need a tissue. Get right or get left. Climb up or stay bottom shelf. Yeah, I'm no prototype. You might wanna remind yourself. You green with envy? Nah, that ain't cool. The only green we like is them dollars. When I step up on the scene, they be grilling me like foreign. They be grilling me like foreign. My girls walk as mean, so they grilling me like foreign. Yeah. They grilling me like foreman. I'm so fresh, so clean. They grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. I got that lean, my swagger mean, and they grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. You don't see what she seeing me, so let's agree to disagree. She ain't in the art of pageantry, so I don't need my name on the marquee, but you sleep. I can hear you snoring, I'm the Energizer Bunny. I just keep going and going, you slowing and owing. My money flowing, so I flow on and so on. You thought it'd be one way, but you were so wrong. Ain't you glad you ain't make that bet? Cause I know you love to flex, so when it came time to collect, I know you'd be real upset. Your heart on frost, your grill icy. You will respect me, I don't need you to like me. Now if you excuse me, I got fantasies to fulfill. Feel free to hate on me, oh I know you will. When I step up on the scene, they be grilling me like foreman. They be grilling me like foreman. My girls walk as mean, so they grilling me like foreman. Yeah. They they grilling me like foreman. I'm so fresh, so clean. They grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. I got that lean, my swagger mean, and they grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. Yeah.